Aloha guys, what's up? And welcome to Just Be Out live updates. How is everyone doing? Thank you guys for joining. Let me know in the comments where you guys are from. I'd like to see where everyone is from, as usual. So we're just gonna take a few moments before I start with the updates. This way, most of the people will be in here and I'll let you guys know what is open, what is closed, what the new rules are, and all the updates you need to know just in case you were planning on booking to coming to Oahu, or you already did and you're trying to find out whether or not you can make it here or have to cancel or get your money back from the airlines. So that's all the stuff we're going to be covering in this video. Hey Virginia, hi Lori, how are you? Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, I'd like to welcome you. So I'm gonna turn this around now so you guys could get a view of where I'm at. And if you guys have been here before and you know where I am, let's see if you do. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Saturday, considering everything else? So what I'm going to be doing in this video, we're just going to be basically strolling along the beach. And I'm going to be giving you updates, and we're going to talk about what are all the rules here. You'll be able to see how many people on the beach. There are usually less people on the beach on the weekdays, but on weekends, chances are you're going to see much more people here, and you're probably going to wonder, wow, there's just so many people here. But just keep in mind that during the week, it's really never this crowded. It's only on the weekends. You know, I guess the locals, they come out here. You'll see a lot of tents, and usually those are the locals with the massive tents and the huge families. Hey, Oscar, how are you? Welcome. Hey, PDP, welcome, brother. Nice to see. Hope all is well with you. California in the house. Nice to see you guys coming from all over. Definitely. Thank you. Same to you, Pete. Same to you, brother. I'm going to try to stay safe here and not get wiped out by one of these waves walking on the rocks. I don't know what made me come out here to start this vlog, but I wanted to be out here in the open. So just in case you guys are just joining us for the first time, we just want to let you know our YouTube channel is based on vlogs. Plenty of vlogs here in Oahu, places to go, things to see, where to eat, what to do with kids. We just launched a new series titled Ultimate Beach Tour Oahu. And if you look at the videos on our channel, you'll be able to see that. It's actually a 4-part series. We're only up to part 2 of 4. And also I'd like to apologize because we were supposed to publish part 3 already, which is would be the North Shore. We've done the South Side here in Oahu. We covered the beaches here in Oahu, on the South Side, and we also did the East Side. It's a full review of all the beaches and of how long it takes to get there from Waikiki, the type of sand, the type of water, are there lifeguards, all that good stuff, and important stuff you would want to know when visiting the beaches. So make sure you check out the Ultimate Beach Tour. We have 2 parts launched, and we've been a little backed up lately. We have some big news coming. I just can't really say what it is at the moment, but be sure to subscribe to our channel, and you'll definitely know what that is coming soon. As you can see here, all the families are out with their tents. So here's the famous lagoon. There are some kids in here, but the hotel is closed. And for the most part, when I was walking out here, I know you guys are probably wondering about social distancing. And you see it kind of, everyone is kind of abiding by that up to this point here. You do see different tents and people laying out, but everyone is really distancing themselves. Of course, being that everything is not open yet and tourism is not in full swing as yet, that's the reason why you're able to have so much distancing, because if the tourism does open, that would be a little bit harder to do. But for now, everything is great. So yes, as far as the what's going on with the COVID situation, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and you'll probably hear me repeat myself a couple of times just because I know new people are coming in and everyone is wondering what is the deal, and they don't know if it's rumors or if it's true. As of now, we have 866 cases here on Oahu, 866 cases, and we have 18 deaths as of today. We are witnessing a spike, as well as I'm sure you guys are witnessing also on the mainland. We've been averaging, I would say, roughly about 6 to 9 cases a day here. So, it is going up. And that's unfortunate. Hopefully we can get that number down, or at least slow down of the rate that it's going right now. As of today, the 14-day quarantine is still in effect. It has not been lifted. Yeah, most of you guys were wondering that, whether or not aloha would be lifted, but no, if you do come here, the 14-day quarantine is still in effect. And what they have done is they have made it actually mandatory that you get tested. All returning visitors or returning residents, or visitors have to be tested. And I heard that you can get tested through pharmacies, such as like CVS is one of them. I know for sure. I'm not sure if Rite Aid or any one of these pharmacies in your cities offer testing, but the testing I heard runs somewhere around $120 to upwards of $150, depending on where you're from. So you do have to get tested before you come here, and you have a 3-day window to do so. So 3 days upon arriving in Hawaii, you have to get tested. And if you're good to go, when you get here, you do not have to do the 14-day quarantine. So that's the stipulation right now. If you do come and you're not tested, you have to do 14-day quarantine. And if you get tested, it has to be 3 days before arriving here. And if you're good to go, you do not have to abide by the 14-day quarantine rules. It does not apply to you. So that's pretty good. They're trying to get the tourism back up and running, which is great because obviously, Oahu's solely based, not solely, but majority of it is based on tourism. If you guys saw the last live video we did, top of Waikiki, which is the rotating restaurant, that has been closed and will remain closed because they stated that if they do reopen, they survive on 80% of tourism, and they know tourism is not going to be back the way it was. And not only that, for them to reopen and rearrange their seating to 50% capacity will not be beneficial for them. So therefore, they will remain closed. So if you've had a chance to eat at that restaurant, top of Waikiki, which is the rotating restaurant, that will no longer be a thing. It's a thing of the past. And there was also another restaurant, a very high-end restaurant that's closed as well due to the COVID virus. So you're beginning to see a lot of places being really affected by it, where they can't afford to reopen. which is really sad. Hey, Joey from Texas, Dallas in the house. How are you? I heard you guys are also going through a little spike there. As you can see, this is an area, this was recently built here. Late last year they opened this, so this is like a private area. You see people kind of just lounging. Everyone, again, social distancing in groups. Aloha. I apologize again if you're asking any type of questions and I'm not responding to it. It's because I'm using an iPhone, and as you know, these screens are very reflective, and the sun is hitting the screen, and I can hardly see anything on my screen. So I do apologize if you're asking me any questions and I'm not responding to you. That is the reason why. So if it is really important to you to find out the answers to that question, after this video goes live, when we stop the recording, the live recording, it'll get put up on our channel. And sometimes you don't see it. I heard someone had mentioned before, it's like they didn't see the video after I published it. That's because if you go to our main channel, you'll see a video tab. If you click on that, it'll have a down arrow and it'll say live videos or streaming videos. If you click that, then you'll see all the videos that's been streamed or have been lived. For some reason, YouTube separates live video and video that you have just published regularly. A couple of places worth noting that people are wondering, like attractions and stuff. The Polynesian Center, which is a big one. It looks like they're scheduled to open. Haven't really set a date, but I think they were scheduled to open before that, and for some reason that got pushed back. And again, I know things are kind of spiking here again, so places are kind of wary to open as of now. But yes, the Polynesian Center is scheduled to open in September. So again, guys, if you're planning on coming here, what I do highly suggest, if any of these attractions or anything that you're going to do or planning on doing, I would definitely call them and find out. Because sometimes they do state that they're going to open on a certain date, and you might say, yes, I'm going to be there around that time, so it's great. But things change, so make sure you constantly give them a call and make sure that they will be open, because the last thing you want to do is get here and find out places you wanted to go or see or attractions are not open. There's a Mai Tai catamaran. They're awesome. The Honolulu Zoo is another one. They have actually been open now, I think, for a couple of weeks, but they're only open on certain hours. It's not their regular hours. That's also another thing to note. A lot of places are open, but they're only open on certain days and certain hours, and it's not their regular scheduled hours or days as what it once was before. So again, any of these attractions you want to visit or see, be sure to contact them and find out what their hours are and what days they're actually open. That would be your safest bet. The aquarium, the Honolulu Aquarium, that's opening June 29th. That's the scheduled date that I have right now. Again, that can change, but as of now, the aquarium will be June 29th. Hanauma Bay. So I know a lot of you guys want to experience Hanauma Bay. For those of you who don't know, Hanauma Bay is one of the premier spots here in Oahu for snorkeling. It's amazing there. It's really great. They're set to open July 1st as of now. Like I said, these dates are all subject to change based on what's going on. I know in the last live video, someone had asked me, what about Diamond Head? Diamond Head, we still have no news about that as of yet. They haven't stated when they're going to open. And I think the reason for Diamond Head, they haven't really given a date yet, is because Diamond Head, obviously once you get to the top, it's very confined. It's a very small area. Everyone is congregated to the top and everyone's just kind of squished together. So there's no chance of social distancing when you're on top of Diamond Head. Obviously, when you're going up the trail, there's spacing between people. People walk at they hike at different pace. So that would be fine, but you're still in very close proximity, even if you're going to pass someone. Or, yeah, once you get to the top, it's like really tight up there. So that's probably that's one of the reasons why I'm assuming Diamond Head is not open as of yet and remains closed. As far as masks go, it's still mandatory. Hey, a little rainbow coming out here in a little bit. It's going right into the ocean. So awesome. As far as masks go, it is mandatory for you to wear a mask. There's a lot of places, most of the stores will not allow you to enter unless you have a mask. You know, places like ABC and in the Moana Mall, there is security guards at the main points of entrance of the Moana Mall, and they make sure that you do have a mask on before you enter the mall. Apple stores, most of the department stores here, Macy's, the biggest stores, they do require masks. So make sure you have a mask on you at all time. When we're on the beach, Irene and I, we don't really wear a mask. We have it with us because sometimes we do stop in the stores on the way to the beach or from the beach. So we have a mask with us because we know we can't enter without one. But for the most part on the beach, because again, it's not that many people as what it would normally be. So we're away from everyone else. So we feel safe in that situation. If you guys are hearing me clear, could you let me know? I don't have the microphone that I would normally have because the last time I went live, the microphone was too heavy and it was actually pulling down on the stabilizer and the footage was so not stable. So if you guys can hear me clear, just let me know because I am using just standard headphones. I want to be able to know that I am coming in clear and you guys can hear me. So just give me a yes if you can hear me clearly. Perfect. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, that rainbow is really popping a little bit more there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's right. Let's see. You should be able to see it now. I have so much glare on my phone. Yes. So we're going to continue walking along the stretch. I think by Rumfire, that hotel may be closed, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk through that area. So I might have to cut into the streets and then cut back onto the beach once I pass that area and continue walking the beach. So you guys can see how many people are out there. Again, guys, if you find any of this information useful, we'd appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel because we always have information like this. And hopefully when this is all said and done, we have a lot of other series coming out as well. If you're coming to Hawaii and you have kids, we're going to be doing things to do in Oahu with kids. That's going to be publishing really, really soon. And most of our vlogs is very intuitive. There's a lot of information in it. Most of the questions, we're in a lot of Hawaii Facebook groups, and most of the questions that people ask when they do come to Hawaii, we make a note of it and we try to address it in our vlogs. I don't know if you guys can see that as well. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You guys see that yellow line in the ocean? I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm going to pull back out anyway, and I'm going to continue walking. We're going to get to that part, and I'm going to let you know what that is. As you can see, the catamarans, one was coming in. That was the Mai Tai catamarans. A few of the catamarans are operating right now, which is really cool to see. Catamaran rides take you out sometimes anytime during the day for an hour, or they do have sunset cruises that go out for $30, and there's some that offers for $35 also kind of all you can drink within the hour, so that's not a bad deal. A lot of stores, Irina and I went to Moana Mall just the other day. A lot of stores are offering a lot of discounts, and we kind of figured the reason why, but we kind of asked them just to kind of make sure that that's what it was, what we thought it was. And yeah, they're offering discounts because they're saying they're trying to make up for lost time of not being open and trying to entice people to come into the stores and shop because the economy is really hurting. So a lot of great deals, 50% off. We've seen 60% off on, you know, name brand items. So they're really trying to get people in the stores and purchasing stuff. Speaking about Trump, I know someone had asked me also in the last vlog we did was if Trump Towers were open. And speaking of, this is the Trump Hotel. Now I don't know, obviously, because I know he basically sells the buildings. He just has his name on it. So I don't know technically if he owns this. It could have been bought out already, which I'm sure probably happened. But yeah, this hotel is open, as far as I know. So I'm just going into the streets here because I couldn't continue walking alongside the beach because it's blocked off because one of the hotels, that's the only way to access the beach, and that hotel is closed. So I have to go hit the streets and go around it. So crazy to see, guys. Look at the balconies of these hotels. You see the chairs that are on the balcony. They're all in white plastic. They have the windows and the lanais open to let fresh air in because these rooms being locked up for months after month with no one in them, I guess eventually starts getting an odor. So they open up the lanais, but you can see the furniture on the lanais are all in plastic. Bars and restaurants. So certain restaurants were open here already, but they were only open for takeout. Last Friday, it was actually open. They allowed them to open along with bars. So bars opened up as well. And I noticed, so Cheesecake Factory was only doing takeout. Now their seating is open. We're about to pass Yard House, which I'm sure a lot of you who've been here have probably eaten there at one time or the other. And I'm going to show you what they look like in a second. Yes, this welcome building right here is it's pretty popular. The only thing now, it's just totally empty. Big difference. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys Yard House and see what that looks like. I'm just gonna walk by. The restaurants are open for seating, and they do have social distancing. Obviously, the tables, they still have most of their tables there, but they're separated. So here's Yard House here. They opened up their balcony. You notice a banquet would be empty, and then another one would have people. So they're spacing it off. See, it says welcome back, dining is open. A lot of the stores here remain closed. I haven't seen most of these stores open. There's one that's open here, but you see there's no one in there. A few of those stores are open on that side. There's hardly anyone in there. I know, Amelia, so many people have been saying they so want to get here already. They can't wait for things to open up so they can come here and enjoy. But if you've been here before and you're trying to get back here, you'll see it's such a difference. It's like night and day. Most of the signs on these stores are saying they're not sure when they're going to reopen. As far as the Moana Mall, if you guys have ever been there, I would say pretty much about 70% to 75% of the stores inside the Moana Mall are open. It wasn't like that a few weeks ago when they did reopen. There was only a few stores, even the big department stores like Bloomingdale's and Macy's was the first big department store to open in the mall. Bloomingdale's just opened, and also Neiman Marcus, they opened recently as well. They had an opening, but it was only, you would have to make reservations online to say that you're coming in, and then they would have a representative at the door waiting for you. We didn't know that, and we were doing a little bit of shopping, and we kind of went there, and they said, oh, it's only for if you've made reservations, but they asked us kind of what it was we were looking for, what we were interested in, and then they had a representative come down and take us specifically to that apartment, and he was kind of with us the whole time while we were kind of looking around. So there is Royal Hawaiian Center. Technically you should wear a mask when you walk through this area as well. I don't have my mask on now just because I'm talking to you guys. But yes, you should wear a mask in the Royal Hawaiian Center. Most of the stores in there are open. There are some that are closed as well, but for the most part, majority of them are open. I think I'm going to have to, because this area is under construction, I would have to go back into the mall unless I just go around and cut the grass. I'll do that. I'll just go around here. So there's Louis Vuitton, they're open as well. So a lot of the high-end stores here are open. Hey, what's going on? California in the house. The Teague Galleria, I'm surprised that hasn't opened as yet. And there's no date as opposed to when that's opening. That's across the street. That remains closed. That's, let's say it's like a Japanese-owned mall. They haven't opened. So the restaurant that I was talking about earlier that has been closed due to COVID is up there, and that's that Circle restaurant, and that is top of Waikiki, so they will remain closed. They are no longer in service. So sad. If you notice below the top of Waikiki, which is, I'm going to put my finger on the screen. So that's the top of Waikiki restaurant, revolving restaurant. And you see right below it, there's a balcony right there. So that balcony is called the Sky Bar. That, I could see the furniture is kind of all out of order. So they just have furniture stacked. Let me see if I can zoom in there. They have furniture stacked all over the place. So they're not ready to open yet, but they have not gone out of business. They say they're going to reopen. They just don't know when. And they have to rearrange everything for when they do open. So a lot of places have to make changes for them to open according to the state guidelines. Yes, the village is closed. That is correct. We were just there a moment ago. There were people swimming inside the lagoon, but that area is closed off. So I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this area. This is where they do the free hula classes, and they have entertainment by the stage. This area has been opened recently as well. So as you can see, people are walking through. They do have their mask on because that's a part of the Hawaiian Center, and they want you to wear a mask. So I don't want to go in there and put my mask on, so I'll continue walking. Across the street is the entrance to top of Waikiki and Sky Bar I just spoke of.
I think it just smashed.
So as you can see, a lot of the stores are open, although there's hardly anyone in it, but they are open. Valentino's open as well. California Pizza, they've been open. Fendi Apple opened, I would say, about 2 to 3 weeks ago. They have strict rules as well. You have to have a mask. Before they had ropes out here and you'd have to sanitize out here and they check your temperature. Now it seems a little more loose. And they don't allow you to use this front entrance. They don't want people to come in off the street. They want you to go around the back, so from the inside, because they know you have to wear a mask in there, so that alleviate that problem for them to tell you you have to wear a mask. Because once you get inside the Royal Hawaiian Center, technically you should have a mask on it. That's the entrance they want you to use. Again, thank you guys for staying with me this long. Just wanted to give you guys an update. I'm going to go over from the top really quickly on a quick overview, just in case you missed it and just in case you're just joining us, what the new rules are and what's open and what's not. So for right now, I'm just doing just a quick walkthrough. And here's Cheesecake Factory. And you notice there are people who are sitting, and then there'd be an empty table, then there'd be another group of people sitting, then another empty table. So that's how they're social distancing, and that's how they're setting everything up. And see, they seem pretty busy. Maui Brewing, they're not open as yet. Obviously, Maui Brewing, if you guys don't know, it's a bar. It's a huge bar, but they haven't been open. I don't know when they will. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys, do you guys want me to cut in here and then walk the beach and continue walking the beach all the way through? Or do you want me to kind of stay here on this path and kind of walk through the stores so you can see what stores are open and which is not? So just let me know, street or beach. There's the International Marketplace, of course. Now I would say about 85% of the stores are open in there, and technically you should wear a mask when you enter that as well. So you guys let me know, should I keep on the streets or should I go on the beach so you guys can see what the beach looks like? Thanks, George. We have 1 beach so far. 2 beach so far. Thanks, Jason. Yes, that's another thing. That's very interesting you said that, Richard. So what I noticed is that, okay, I'm going to do a combination of both. I'm going to do beach and I'm going to do walking through the store. So basically, being that the main stores are here, I'll continue walking this way. But as soon as I hit Duke's statue, then I'll cut in onto the beach because it is drizzling a little bit and I don't want the lens to get wet. And there's like spots all over. So back to what you were saying, Richard, I noticed some people in the very beginning when stores were opening, they wouldn't have masks. So what the stores would do, being that it was a brand new thing, they would have a box of, there's Tesla, you could take Tesla, test drive with a Tesla. It's awesome. I tried to get into this last week. I was doing a live on YouTube, and I asked if I can go in for a test drive, even if someone else was driving, but they spoke to the manager, and the manager said they really don't do live recordings.
Yeah, we got to do live recordings.
Yeah, when they're in the video.
We'd love to, but against company policy.
Of course, I understand. Thank you. Yeah, the last live we did, I was trying to get inside a Tesla, because right there you can just jump in a Tesla and take it for a test drive, which is really cool. So what was I saying? Yes, so the mask situation, yes. A lot of people sometimes, they would forget the mask, or like Richard mentioned, sometimes they act like they don't have a mask or whatever, just not to wear it. But what a lot of the stores were doing in the very beginning when they opened is they had someone at the door majority of the time, and they would have a box of disposable masks just in case you forgot it or you say you don't have it, then they will give you one, and then you just wear it in the store and then you can keep it. Now I notice they're not doing that, obviously, because by now pretty much everyone should know the rules, so you should have a mask with you. Pardon me. So yes. So for now, people who are coming in that's saying that they don't know they should have a mask, that's kind of like, I don't see how that would be valid, because there's signs, even if they post signs at the front of the establishment saying that you must have a mask, and they could deny service if you try to come in without a mask. So yes, that is correct. Urban Outfitters was closed for a very long time. It seems like they just recently opened up. Oh, there was one reason why I wanted to go into the beach and I wanted to show you guys, and that was through the entrance. And well, I'm gonna show you that now anyway. I did mention it again in the last live video we did about the difference you're going to see if you do happen to come here. I would think even within the next 2 to 3 months, because this project is taking a while and they don't even know when it's going to end. But here's where they have the surfboards. As you guys know, this caught on fire. You can see the side of the building there is black. It was set due to arson. They're still investigating that, but they already painted it, they rebuilt it. I don't know when it's going to open, but yeah, that's the situation there. So iconic, those surfboards being there, and when they're not there now, it looks so different. So here's the Honolulu police station. I'm sure you guys who've been here are familiar with. So yes, this is the part I wanted to show you guys here by the Duke statue. So you'll notice all the yellow tape. Looks like a crime scene here. It's such an eyesore, but it's only for a short period of time. If at any time, again, I apologize, my screen is a little is blurred due to reflection, but at any times if you guys see the screen getting blurry, it's because there's tiny little water droplets because it's drizzling really lightly, and if it gets on the lens I can't really see. But anywho, so yes, you notice this is all roped off, taped off with construction vehicles. So what they're doing during the week, they bring in these massive boulders. I'm going to take a walk here just so I can show you guys. They bring in these massive boulders and they drive with these construction machines all the way to the end over here, and what they're doing, they're building, they're extending and updating the seawall, because I'm not sure if you guys know, but Oahu is well, here at Waikiki Beach, it's eroding so fast, and they're trying to slow down the process, and it's costing them billions of dollars to do so. And that's the reason why that area is all roped off. So I'm gonna show you. Oh, now it's gonna be backlit. You won't be able to see it. But at the very end over there, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So get my big finger in here. So this area right here, that little rock area, you see that little wall? So that's what they're filling in. They're filling that all in with new boulders and new rocks, because they're trying to create a shore break. That way the waves actually break out there as opposed to coming in here and break and eroding the sand. You can see they even have metal beams here, which is crazy. So the sand is getting eroded really rapidly. And here's what I was showing you before. They don't know. I don't even know what the timeline is for them to finish that wall. So again, if you come here, even in the next 4 months or so, this might still be the situation here. It's only in this area because this is where they're bringing in all the boulders and the rocks, and from here they move it down that end of the beach during the week. They do it. They don't do it on weekends. Again, guys, because my screen is so washed out and I can't really see it, if you guys are asking any type of information or important questions that you really want to know the answers to, I would love to provide you with the answers. So after I finish this live video, I think it takes maybe about 20 minutes for it to upload and go onto the regular channel. If you can't find it, it'll be under videos, and then if you twirl down, it'll say live streaming, and you'll see this video there, and then you can ask the question again, unfortunately, and then I will address and give you an answer and get back to you. So yeah, let me go back to the Duke statue, of course. So if you try to take a selfie, this is kind of what you'll see behind you. Kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. some of you are wondering probably, so where's Irina? So Irina is actually swimming. We're gonna catch up to her soon. She goes to the end by the seawall and swims every day. I go every other day. So yeah, as you notice, you're gonna see more and more people now I'm gonna go onto the beach so we can see. This hotel here, this was built in, I want to say in December. It was open in January, and it's now closed. It was only open, I think, for about a month and a half, max 2 months, and now it's closed. They chose the wrong time to build this here, and it's really expensive. I looked up a room here just to see what their rates was going for, and one of their rooms were going for, I think, about $1,600. Don't quote me on that, but it was like a ridiculous amount of money. And I was like, wow. I mean, I understand it's right across from the beach here, but wow. For a brand new hotel, it was just like a ridiculous amount of money. So yes, now I'm gonna hit the beach and you're gonna see how many people are on the beach. You're gonna see much more people, but you know, it's all locals. You'll see the vibes. How you doing? Aloha. I had to go into somebody's tent there. So here we are again. This is typical of the weekend. Saturdays, Sundays, this is normally what you would see here. During the weekdays, this is like ghost town. It's like so empty, considering, you know, what it would normally be. But it's nowhere near this, what you're seeing right now. So even if you look at this, you might say, oh my God, there's a lot of people there. Again, it's mostly locals. You can tell because they're tents and the huge families. So it's not normally like this. Let me cut back in here. So difficult to walk on the beach. I'm going to cut back in a second. Again, even the foot traffic, as you know, as you see me walking here on the sidewalk, there's not that many people, considering. So for those of you who are, I know, itching to get here, you're not missing out on too much, because a lot of the places that you probably experienced the last time or you wanted to experience is still closed or on a time constraint. They don't open the days they usually open or at a time. So my suggestion is just, you know, take your time and wait. Things will open up. We will get back to normal soon, or semi-normal, where you'll be able to at least come here and enjoy everything. What's the sense of coming here if you're under quarantine or places are not open and you can't really enjoy to the fullest? Yes, the beach is here and the beach is beautiful and everything else, but if you can't enjoy to the fullest, it might not be worth it for you. So I'm just gonna go over again. I'm gonna go over from the top what we kind of spoke about. So the cases up to now, we have 866 cases and we have 18 deaths. The 14-day quarantine is still in effect. Right now, they want you to get tested before you come here. 3 days before you come, they want you to get tested. You can get tested at CVS and certain pharmacies. And if you're good to go, then you do not have to do the 14-day quarantine. So as a tourist, if you are coming here or returning resident, you take the test and you don't have COVID, then you don't have the 14-day quarantine. So that would be the only way you don't have to do the 14-day quarantine, is if you get tested, and a 3-day window is what you have. Places that are open and places that are closed, and places that have not announced yet whether they are going to open. Polynesian Center, they were scheduled to open. They pushed the date back. Now they're saying September. They're looking to open Polynesian Center. The Honolulu Zoo is open, but they're only open on certain days and certain hours. They're not open the regular hours. The Honolulu Aquarium, they're scheduled to open on June 29th. Hanauma Bay is scheduled to open on July 1st. And Diamond Head, as I mentioned before, they don't have a date when they're going to open as of yet. Now, all these dates that I mentioned, obviously they are subject to change. If you are coming here within that time, make sure you call these places up and make sure that they are open, or they're open within the times you think they're going to be open, because things are changing rapidly. We are also experiencing a spike. So you want to keep that all into consideration. I'm here now. This is where Irina would usually be. I know she'll probably be swimming in this direction shortly. Let's see, the masks. Again, you need to have your mask on when you're out and about. Most of the stores, I would say about 98% of the stores, require you to have a mask. Public transportations, the buses, you have to have a mask to get on. Malls, you have to have a mask on to even enter the mall. And yeah, I was told the tests to take cost about anywhere from $120, $130 to $150. That's the cost of the tests. And yeah, basically that's it. That's pretty much the gist of the changes that were made. They really want to get tourism back here. So guys, as much, I know a lot of people sometimes say, oh, you know, Hawaii depends so much on tourism and they don't want us here and this and that. But they really do want tourism to get back to what it was. Businesses need to make money. People need to get back to work. And that not only goes for Hawaii, obviously they depend so much on tourism, but everywhere else. So, you know, they want to get things open, but they want to do it safely, and things are just going to take time because they're kind of just trickling. I think Hawaii has done a really good job of keeping the death rates low, keeping the cases low. Inter-island travel just started up again. I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago. So we weren't even able to go to Big Island or Maui or Kauai if we wanted to, because it wasn't allowed until just recently they opened that up. So they're opening things up, you know, really slowly. And, you know, that's the best we can do right now, I guess. And it's for the best of everyone. So, oh, I just saw this message now that you asked, Jason. The name of the hotel. I'll get that. I'll put the name of the hotel in the description after this video has already uploaded. That way you can check back in a few hours and you'll be able to see it in the description. If not, then I'll just drop it in the comment and I'll let you know the name of that hotel that I mentioned that's still closed. A lot of the hotels here actually are still closed, but they're reopening slowly but surely. And here's Irina. Nice of you to join us. How was your swim?
I didn't go swimming yet.
Oh, you didn't go swimming yet? Oh, okay.
Rain out.
Oh, okay.
Getting drizzled on.
Yeah, it's been, you know, drizzling here and there. So yeah, guys, that's...
I was trying to see on Instagram if you were live. You were live on YouTube. Oh.
So yeah, pretty much that's it for the update. I do thank you guys again for joining us. Whenever there's another important update, or what we do is I try not to come on all the time whenever there's an update, because there's always updates. I don't come on all the time live, but what I do is I try to collect a bunch of information, and if I see that it's really important and I think that, you know, you guys should really know, then I'll go live. And I'll usually in our YouTube community, I will just kind of do a post and say we're going live within an hour. I'll put it out on our Facebook and our Instagram. Also, I'd appreciate it if you guys follow us on our Instagram, which is Just Be Out as well. We do go live a lot on Instagram. Sometimes we're just out and about. Irina's swimming and I'll just be on the seawall over there and I'll just come out and I'll just go live on Instagram. So be sure to Follow us on Instagram. That's at JustBeOut, JustBeout. I'd appreciate that. So yes, there you get where everything is much more up to date, much more current. So if you found any of this information useful, would really appreciate if you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned a little something or certain things were clarified. Again, if you were asking questions during this live and I did not address it, just leave it in the comment, not here, but after the video actually surfaces on YouTube. Come back in, check within a couple minutes or so. You'll see this live video, and then leave the comment there, and I'll be sure to address it. It's getting a little bit more sprinkly here, so I'm going to cut this really short now. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me, and as usual, I'm going to see you in the next one. God bless. Be safe. Until then, aloha.